Here's Baz.
Good on you, Mon. Thank you. After the disaster of the hire bikes left strewn across our cities, there's a new transport craze upon us, and it's proving just as popular but also polarising in other major cities around the world. US company Lime, which you might know from their bright green electric bikes, is just one of the brands which is now rolling out electric scooters. While it appears to be a booming business, some say they're a nuisance. In Madrid, the Lime scooters have been ordered off the streets, and right now the first Aussie trials are underway in Brisbane and at Melbourne's Monash University. So, where will they pop up next? Joining us now are William Peters from Lime and the Pedestrian Council's Harold Scrooby. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
William, let's start with you. Firstly, how do they work? Not how do they electronically work, but how would you rent one of these to use?
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll download our app on either your iPhone or your Android. It's very simple. You would go through a onboarding session, which tells you where you can and cannot ride it. Gives you some very important safety information. Then you can grab your phone, scan the QR code, and then put your helmet on, put the kickstand off, and off you go.
They look amazing. I can see lots of people wanting to give them a go, especially during the holiday period when you might be walking around, going for restaurants, that sort of thing. You've got a bit more time on your hands. Are they a menace, though?
So we definitely don't think so. We're working very closely with Transport for New South Wales, in the case of New South Wales, and lots of different local councils across the country. And we're showing that, they can be a pretty integral part to that network of transport that we provide.
What's the top speed?
So it depends on the regulations of where we roll out to. We can speed limit them over the air. For context, in Brisbane, we're at 24 kilometres an hour. In New Zealand, we're at 24. And then we're working to make sure that it's the right speed for our community.
And what are they capable of doing?
So the max speed on this is just under 30 kilometres.
OK, which is pretty quick, but you can regulate it, as you say. Now, Harold, you've got some worries about pedestrian and electric scooters coexisting on our streets. I've got to say, I was in the Hay Street Mall in Perth during the week and somebody came through on something similar and was really quick. I thought, gee, they look great, but this isn't the right place for them. What are your concerns?
We're very concerned. This is the thin edge of the wedge. Battery technology and the new technologies on these scooters and bicycles. You imagine a man 100 kilos doing 27, 23, hitting an older person. The highest cause of avoidable death after you're 50 is from a fall. The highest cause. These things are a blight overseas. Governments are turning against them in droves. Paris is about to ban them. LA, I've just been in LA watching them. They are out of control.
OK, but would you agree that in the right place, maybe on a bike path, for example, where we are used to vehicles coming through, bikes, that they might work there OK?
There's no problem with a bike path. But the problem is that these people won't tell you the secret agenda is they want them now. There are no bike paths that link Sydney or any parts of outside cities. But they want them now. We don't want them anywhere near footpaths. We don't want them anywhere on roads. They're silent.
Well, these people are next to you. William is one of those people. Have you got a hidden agenda, William?
We definitely don't. I think we're very lucky that we're able to go into a community. We provide all our data. We've worked with authorities for the past 3 or 4 months. And we're very confident that we can get the balance right.
Look, I like the idea of them, certainly like the look of them. What worries me is that people might get knocked over if they're used in the wrong areas.
And that's it. So that's why we've just launched the Respect the Ride campaign. So that's $1 million campaign that we're rolling across our markets to educate people on the right spots to respect the rules that we put in place and respect the local authorities as well.
Final word, Harold.
These people don't want penalties. They don't want any form of enforcement. And as we can see with bicycles, we've got a case of an old lady who went for a walk with her husband, hit from behind at under 20 k's. She was permanently brain damaged. The cyclist disappeared, and he now has to pay for a full-time carer. That is exactly what's happening here, and please beware. This is the thin edge of the wedge. This will be a tsunami.
Gentlemen, we've got the debate started. There'll be more of it. Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Great.
Going to have a ride during the break. Still ahead on Weekend Sunrise.